If you drive for DoorDash and you don't have a lot of time, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 minimums that you need to know before you start driving. So tonight, for example, I only drove for 2 hours. I didn't have a lot of time. So I wanted to make sure I followed these tips to make sure I made the most money and I completed the most amount of deliveries possible. Tip number 1, before you even start, check bonuses often. Before I even went online, I looked in the Dasher app and I thought, okay, hey, is my current location the absolute best place to drive, or should I bounce over to another marketplace? Because yes, you're pressed on time, but if you're close to different marketplaces, make sure that if you're going to go online with one of them, that you're going online with the best one. Number 2, find or ideally finish near a hotspot. This is where your expertise in your marketplace comes into play. I finished near an area that wasn't marked as a hotspot on the DoorDash Dasher app. If you don't know, hotspots are areas that are just that. It's a hot spot that typically gets a lot of orders. But this area, it wasn't marked as a hotspot, but I knew from driving before that that area gets orders. So remember this, when you're driving on any app, keep mental notes or even write it down. Know where are the maybe hidden hotspots in my market. So that leads us into number 3. I did not drive back to an actual hotspot in the Dasher app because that's a wasted miles, especially if you don't have a lot of time. You want to park and wait. Minimize those miles, minimize those expenses, and again, if you find a basically hidden hotspot, stay there. And I did, and I got an order, as you can see here, because I knew this is a good area to wait versus what the Dasher app was telling me, saying, hey, there's other hotspots that are farther away. Now, you can, of course, get deliveries while you're driving to those hotspots, but again, it comes down to miles saving time, again, miles expenses. Number 4, when you're driving, and especially if you don't have a lot of time, that doesn't mean you should get desperate. I got this order here, it was $9.25, which is pretty good when it comes to cash flow. But when it comes to profitability, we can see here it's asking us to drive 14.5 miles. At a very minimum, you're going to get about $1 per mile when you're driving on these apps. You should be aiming though for $1.50, $2, $3 plus per mile. So to see this, $9.25, but I'd have to drive 14.5 miles, and it's putting me out of position a little bit. That's a decline. Now, number 5, here's a great strategy when you're finishing your shift or the bonus window, right, of that incentive is closing. That incentive is going to end shortly. Don't get picky. Because I got this order here. Now, maybe I wanted one that paid a little bit higher, maybe one that's $10+. But look what time it is. The bonus was ending in 9 minutes. If I got picky, not only will I maybe get an order that's not $10, maybe I won't get an order at all. Or maybe the only new order that's going to come through is actually less than this one. So don't get picky. I accepted this order, and in essence, I was rewarded. I immediately got a stacked order. And then just as a bonus, obviously I didn't plan this, but the ending location was exactly where I wanted to go. So going over the actual numbers tonight, the shift was from 6:50 p.m. until 8:50 p.m. The total gross revenue was $61.25. Now there's a great bonus tonight. I feel like pretty good strategy as well. That equaled a gross revenue per hour of $30.63. In those 2 hours, I completed 6 deliveries. All 6 left a tip, with the average of $4.17 per tip. Business miles is something you absolutely want to control. Minimize those, 24. And that equals a tax deduction of $13.80. And if I subtracted that from our gross revenue, that would give us a net revenue before taxes of $47.45. or of course for 2 hours net revenue per hour of $23.73. So it comes down to optimization. It's being an expert in your marketplace, finding hotspots or maybe even hidden hotspots, knowing how to minimize miles, which of course minimize expenses, and knowing how to choose the right orders to make you the most money. Now, if you're watching this and you have a side hustle, that is why you're here, make sure to check out the first link in my description. That's for my Amazon storefront, so you can get the very best accessories. So let me know down below in the comments, if you don't have a lot of time, if you're only driving, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours, what other tips do you do to maximize short shifts? And also click or tap the screen right now for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.